So
So
welcome.
welcome everyone. I don't even remember which show is this. I think it's like the
It's a
63.
Thursday show.
It's a Thursday show. I think it's our 63rd show already.
63rd.
It is, yeah.
Damn.
So we have a new guest today. We're gonna talk a little bit more soon, but we're gonna introduce quickly the Kinisi. Is it
Uh,
pronounced correct?
Kinisi, I think. I'll ask
Yeah.
my wife to double check, but yeah, I think it's
Well,
Kinisi.
we're gonna get into the name, but before we get into that, let me play the show reel so everyone knows a little bit more what you do and everything, and that you can introduce yourself better than we do. Give me 1 second. Cool. So you guys should be able to see this.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's play. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Let me stop the sharing here and we can go back. Cool. Cool, nice. And welcome to the show. So, can you introduce yourself a little bit, who you are and what you do, just so with your own words, so we everyone knows.
Yeah, sure. Hi, thanks for having me. I'm Dan. I'm half of Kinisi with my wife, Leda. So I do all the motion design, 3D, 2D, all that usual stuff, and she does illustration and she does web design and illustration, and she's also a part-time baker.
Wow.
Whoa.
She's got a lot on her plate.
Wow. But she does she bakes as a job as well?
Yeah, yeah,
Or it's more like a hobby? Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. I don't
She's
know. For me, I love cooking, and James love cooking as well. I think cooking has,
I
a
like
lot of
eating.
relation with, like when you cook, when you bake, there is a lot of relation with creativity as well.
yeah.
So I feel quite connected, especially you say she's more like the illustration side, more the steel side. So it
Mm,
feels like cooking is a similar process as well. It's a bit
yeah, for
different than
sure.
mosh. And where are you based in now?
So we're based in York in the north of England. My wife is originally from Greece, but we met at university and she's decided to stay here with me.
Oh, that's lovely. That's why I asked you before, but I want to ask you in the show where the name comes from, because it's a Greek word for motion, huh?
Yeah, it was one of those stupid things where we were trying to figure out a name for the business, and it was, what's the Greek word for motion? She's like, Kinesi. I was like, that sounds good. Let's use it. Took
That
about
is
30 seconds.
that's good. That's good because I think find the name for studio is always the hardest part.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
can
have to
take
admit,
time.
because I'm such a basic human being, like when I didn't realize it was Greek at first, and then when I first saw it, I thought, oh, is this a take on the Game of Thrones character Khaleesi? I thought, oh, okay.
Oh no, I'm never going to be able to unhear that now. I'm going to have to
Sorry.
change the name.
Yeah, I didn't know it's Greek as well until today. I was talking to Tina, and that's a Greek word. I said, "Are you sure?" Yeah, it means motion. I said, "Oh, it makes a lot of sense now."
Now it
And it's
makes
quite
sense.
cool, and it's quite an easy word as well. Sounds a little bit Japanese as well in the same time,
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
kind of a nightmare to find, like, to get a logo looking right for it though. That took me ages.
yeah.
Don't know why.
But I remember when before changed the studio to Cook Studio, I used to have a partner, and me and him, David, he's Spanish, and we decided to call the studio Los Muertos, means the death, and
Hmm.
we love the name. But my name is Thiago. If I'm gonna tell the email, Thiago at TV, I'm gonna
Mm.
need to spell the whole URL and the name, for
Yeah.
people would be a nightmare. So we brand the whole thing and we decided not to use. So I think studio name is always quite
Yeah.
really hard to use,
Got
especially if
keywords.
it's a different, if it is a different word as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's a lot of people who get like the letters mixed up or pronounce it wrong, but it's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's nice. And how do you feel? We don't have a lot of communities up north England, no? How
No,
is
no,
nowadays?
it's good. Like there's Motion North on tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, Ocean
Yeah,
North
there's
is.
uh James was saying there's a meetup in Leeds every now and then. Like where I'm from
Yeah.
particularly, it's kind of like an old medieval town. There's a lot of creatives here in terms of like there's a broad spectrum of them. There's like filmmakers, design people, animators, but there's just like little pockets and just kind of like a few of each.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah, I
do love
think
York though. It's such a it's if anyone hasn't been, like, York is a really lovely city. Like it's so oldie worldy, and that's what I really love about it. It's just so cool just walking around. Like yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the inspiration for Harry Potter came from York, from what I remember.
Supposedly,
no.
yeah. And it's
Supposedly, I mean, that it's basically about selling tat to tourists, but whatever.
pretty much.
Yeah,
It's a
they
cool city
filmed
though.
the new. They're gonna film the new. They're making a series now, no?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
used
Oh
to
yeah, of
film
course,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They were deciding if they're gonna do the last one, the last book, but they decide to do a whole series now. So it's
Mm.
crazy.
So how do you find like working in York? I mean, have you always been based in York, or do you work about before
Yeah.
moving?
Yeah, professionally, I've always been in New York. I left for university, came back for my master's, and then just stayed. But
Hmm.
I suppose it's one of those things that even though I'm from York, like I assume because you're in Nesborough, I doubt you get many clients in Nesborough, do you?
Not a massive amount, surprisingly.
So I don't think it really matters where you work from. But yeah, I think that's another thing that probably like silos you a bit from other creatives in the city because you don't really
Yeah.
work with each other in that city. You're normally working for people in London or abroad, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one aspect I do miss from moving back up north was is because I used to freelance around a lot of studios. I miss that kind of just going out for lunch or going out for
Mm.
a quiet drink after work. Well, not a quiet drink because London, but just that socializing aspect I kind of miss. That's
Mm.
that's kind of the only thing really.
Yeah, no, same, same.
Yeah, and how long you have been freelance before?
So
Because
I've been freelance 2.5 years now.
okay, okay, so you got after the pandemic because like before the pandemic, it used to be you really need to be in the studio and everything,
Yeah.
until all changed. So it would be I would
Yeah,
imagine it would be a bit tricky to live
took
up
me
north and work.
took me a year and a half to convince people before moving up north. Whereas now it's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's funny how complete change the industry.
Mm.
I think it just opened more the mentality, and it's a lot easier as
Mhm.
well to work with different people. And I think the internet also, like you go to Instagram and places like that, is so many, talent, and
Mm.
nowadays you can access anyone to work, no matter who the person, or where they are. So it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, 100%.
So how like do you normally find work through social media or like word of mouth? Like how's that come about?
It's mainly word of mouth, I think. When I first went freelance, well, because I did a bit of freelancing before because I was in I told you guys before I was working at a film production company for 5 years, and I used to freelance on the side a little bit as well. So when it came time to go fully freelance, I already had a little pool of kind of regular clients, and then after
Mm.
that, I did a bit of outreach to begin with, and then since then it's just kind of ticked over on its own, and I haven't really had to
Mm.
do anything yet, anything like crazy in terms of reach,
That's good.
which is nice, and hopefully it continues that way.
Yeah,
But
so much better when it feels like organic. Like I
yeah,
hate sending emails to people saying, "Hey, I'm here,
yeah,
still
I
alive."
don't think creatives are really salesy people, are they? It's kind of icky, isn't it?
No, not at
But
all.
Yeah, yeah, it's interest here you're saying because I feel quite a mixed media, a mixed bag on the industry at the moment. A lot of people are talking. The amount of freelance emails we're getting is quite high now.
mm,
So I feel like there is a lot of work out there, but also there is a lot of people without work at the moment. So
mm,
it's a bit crazy. Even like the last show we did, the live show in February, I was talking to quite a lot of people, and it's a lot of people was really worrying about,
Yeah.
Um, so it's nice to hear, when people is still busy, because in the past it used to be like that. You used to have work all the time, but it
Mm.
seems like the last 3 years, I don't know, the industry is going in a weird way. So
Yeah.
everyone trying to figure out what is gonna happen.
Yeah, I do kind of feel it a little bit as well, and I am still relatively fresh to like the freelance game. So like I was doing a personal project, so I had like some self-imposed time off for like the past month, but I didn't have
Oh
anything
yeah.
booked in after that. And then it got to the week after I finished the personal project, and there was nothing in, and I was kind of like, shit, now what? But thankfully, it's all gone fine.
Yeah, that's something that always the worry for working as a freelance as well. Do you work mainly with UKT like clients, or you work
Um,
internationally?
when I first started, it was mainly UK clients. I'd say now it's probably about maybe 30, 40 abroad and then 60, 70 UK.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. That makes a huge difference nowadays, no?
Yeah, and
Especially,
it just opens up
yeah,
like a whole other pool of people who need work doing.
yeah. And how do you feel when you work abroad because of the difference of the time zone and everything?
It's been great. Like I actually kind of prefer it in a way because most of the teams that I work with, they're more than happy for me to start work when I get up and then kind of send them.
Okay, that's
And
good.
yeah, so it's kind of like I will do the work and they'll feedback while I'm asleep and I've got stuff to work on when I get up in the morning. And it works out nice.
Yeah, that works quite nice. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And I was looking the website, and I was really interested because the work is really nice. It's really polished and really pretty. And you said you work with you and your wife, but you guys always work together, or sometimes you guys work separate as well in projects.
Yeah, so it depends what the project needs. I think it's been a while since we've done like a big project together. The last one we did was the Fritz Cola one from last year. But that was great working together on that one. But yeah, I'd say for the most part, we are kind of like two separate freelancers who occasionally come together on projects.
So
Yeah.
how does the dynamic work when you do work together? Simply because you're a husband and wife team, and so there's definitely more at risk than a
Yeah,
usual creative partner.
it's good. So you said your girlfriend's Greek, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what Greek people are like in general. They just speak their minds, and I think if we've been together 8 years now, I'm very used to it. So it's brutal honesty from the get go, which is fine. I've got thick skin now, so it's really helpful in a way. So I know that if I show her something, she's going to give her very honest opinion, and she's usually right anyway. So
How does it work the other way around? Because British people are kind of known for saying, "I like it" when you don't
But can
really
you
like
change
something.
everything?
Yeah, yeah.
no, I think we've definitely rubbed off on each other a little bit. Like I'm a bit more, I'll speak my mind a little bit more because of her, and I think she'll probably tiptoe around what she means to say a little bit more. I think we've kind of met in the middle slightly, so it works.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, because I always imagine I never had a relationship work together, but I always imagine if you have a fight between as a couple, how that gonna
Mm.
affect their work as well. You still need to work. You don't have that break to separate. So I
Yeah.
feel that must be really, really hard to,
Why are the colors so angry?
Yeah, no,
Thankfully, none of that. None of that.
that's good. That's good. And how long you guys been married, you said?
We've been married for like 9 months now, 6 months. We got married in August last year.
That's great.
Oh,
That's great.
nice.
That's why it's no fight yet.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Touch wood.
I mean, we've been
But
together 8 years, so it's not fresh.
it's not fresh. Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's good.
was she studying illustration at university, and you were studying audio? Is that right? Is that you kind of
No, so
met? Is that how you met?
she was studying film. So we both went to University of York for our masters. She was doing I can't remember the exact course, but it was film, but it was quite broad. There was like I think it was script writing, all the practical elements, and I was doing post production with sound design. And I think we had like a crossover module. So we were both kind of working on our film masters, and that's how we met.
I mean, it's quite
Wow.
handy having the broader spectrum of things, like especially
Mm,
stuff like script writing and all that kind of side. When a
yeah.
project comes in, it's kind of nice way to bolster as a studio.
Yeah, for sure. I always find like I've met so many motion designers as well who used to be kind of like either musicians or, did like music technology and things like that. I think, I don't know, maybe like the rhythm of things.
Yeah, and
I
I think
wonder.
who is, I think Gavin from Ecolab, he used to be a motion, I think he used to work with a motion design. You remember Gavin from
Yeah, he's a
Ecolab
nice
in
guy.
Ireland? I think he came from a motion and he moved to music, to audio.
Mm.
And he's quite big on the music and sound effects side. But it's quite funny, to see. I
Yeah.
used to have a lot. I think my age, or at least come from Brazil, used to be more people study architecture and
Mm.
then move to animation because like when I've been in the industry 26 years, didn't exist any course back there, at
Mm.
least, like in Brazil. So we need to do like architecture or cinema or things like that to be able to work with the industry.
Yeah.
So it's quite common to see a lot of people moving inside the creative area.
Yeah. I'd be hard pressed to find, I think, a motion designer that I've met who didn't do something different before animation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
it's
I
true.
work in motion design. What did you fail at before?
That's
Actually,
true.
I think
thinking. Speaking of sound design and Northern Connection, do you know? Is it IDEO Sound? Do you know
Nick
Nick
Granville.
Granville? Yeah, over in Scarborough.
I don't know him and I've never met him, but it's one of those things, when you've like emailed and exchanged
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, I was speaking to him over email every now and then for quite a number of years. A really nice guy, and he came down to. I think he came down to one of the senior Weevils, but I'd never met him there, unfortunately. But he
Mm.
came to uh, Motion Meetup in Leeds. And it's like it's so nice to put like a face to a name after all these years.
Mm.
It's like, oh, are you so and so? Oh, are you so and so? Oh, hey, it felt like
Yeah.
an old friend kind of thing just because of email.
Yeah. Now I've had the same thing. I've met a few people who, you've been contacting like on Instagram for the past few years. Like I've met, do you know Jim Mograth?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's a Manchester-based dude, but he's like the nicest guy alive, and he's like one of the only people I've met just from purely like exchanging messages on Instagram over like years.
Oh, it's nice from that. I'm gonna check out his work.
Yeah, it's
It's,
really nice.
it's yeah, it's funny now because I don't know. Before it used to be like more a little bubble,
Mm.
and or you used to know people or not. But nowadays, I think with like Instagram and social media, everyone connect with work and start
Mm.
chatting and everything, and you start meeting more people. And also, like there is a lot more events all around as well happening. Like London has quite a few now. Now we have like big events like Pictoplasma and all
Mm.
that happen in London as well. In the past, we didn't have anything, so it used to be like quite, oh, to meet people used to be a really difficult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like well, back in the day, it's like you could only the only way to really meet people was like if you got invited to the pub and there happened to be like another studio there or whatever, and then you'd just chat
Yeah, it's true.
or fight. I don't know, one of the two.
Or through DVDs, stash DVD, that's how we used to find people.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I remember
It's
back in
true.
the day, like when I first came down to London, I went around with a VHS copy of a showreel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Now it's just like, oh, you're so hipster.
and then going back you know, to the duo. What is your plans? What you guys, think you guys gonna move from a duo to be a fully studio and start, hiring more people? What is the goal? Do you guys have any plans for the future on that? Any goals you wanna
um,
achieve with that, or you just playing around and see how they're gonna go?
yeah, I think probably the second one. I don't know. I feel like the way the wind's blowing industry-wise, I feel like taking on employees probably wouldn't be the best way to go. Just especially
Yeah,
for us,
true.
I feel like we both like the creative side of it, and I feel like if we took on more of a business side burden, I think it would just leave less room mentally for the creative stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a reality. Everyone open a studio and think, "Oh, I'm gonna do more the type of jobs I like," and you end up doing more managing,
Yeah,
client facing, sales, all that kind of thing. You can still direct, but you don't have that creative power,
yeah.
freedom you used to have because you don't have that time.
Yeah, and
So
I'm
it's
a super control freak as well, so I like doing everything myself. So I feel like having someone else to direct would just drive me crazy. I think I wouldn't be able to push control.
it's hard. It's hard. And one question I always like to know, especially nowadays, we've been seeing it's been crazy with all the AI coming out now. Is it something you guys play around with AI or? What is your
Yeah,
opinion about that?
like a little bit. Like I've used it for like Midjourney for some like ideation stuff, like once or twice. Um, and on that personal project that I did, there was like at the beginning of it, there's these like technical drawings, and I knew I can't draw, so I wouldn't be able to do a good job. So I did like 3D renders and then stylized them into like technical drawings, then use them as
That's
textures.
good.
So like if it's like a decorative element like that, where I'm putting in like 99% of the work, and this is just like a little thing that's going to be part of the scene, then
Just to touch.
yeah, I think that's fine. But like anything more than that, I'm not really into it, to be honest. I don't really like it.
Yeah, so when it was, I think it was yesterday or the day before. It's crazy. They set up for After Effects where you create like the full pose front, sides, and back of the character, and
Mm,
you just animate shape layers, just flat
Mm.
shape layers, and
yeah.
he transformed that in a 3D with your character. He get all the full image of your character transformed that in 3D, and you can animate all the
Mm,
shape layers, and you get the full animation fully
yeah.
control on the After Effects. That's quite, I think, as a tool is quite powerful.
Yeah.
Especially for people coming from 2D and
Mm.
doesn't do 3D. I think now more and more it's making more accessible as well.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I wouldn't judge anyone who wants to use it. I mean, it's like you said, if there's some like creativity still involved, and like, but I would prefer if it just took away things like like UV unwrapping and
Yeah, the
jobs that no
mundane
one wants
stuff.
to do.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
on a similar note, I saw something else the other day where somebody basically made some, like nice design shapes, like solid colors, and
Hmm.
then took those into AI to kind of make them into 3D or whatever to stylize them, which I thought was quite interesting. So you're doing like the design part, but then it's almost like getting it to render through through AI in
yeah.
a way.
Yeah,
I think you can. I think as a tool, it's gonna be really strong, especially with render time or all the kind of things. I think it's
yeah.
just simplify the power, but again, it's all cloud now. If you need to use computer base, you're gonna need to have power
Well, it
machines
has
as
to
well
be
to
cloud
use.
because we can't afford graphics cards and we can't afford
Yeah.
memory.
I upgraded my computer like October last year, so I just managed to kind of like
Uh,
skate
See,
all
now
that
now
stuff
it's
out.
your retirement plan is to sell it off.
Yeah. Yeah, when the freelance dries up, I'll just sell a stick of RAM.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your favorite project you guys did?
Favorite project that together or solo?
Yeah, together.
Well, I guess it's
Together.
like favorite type of project as well. Like, what do you enjoy
Yeah.
working on?
It was probably like yeah. So the big one we did last year for Fritz Kohler, it was kind of like it was 2D. It was a lot of character stuff. But I think that's probably why we maybe haven't been on a big project together in a while. Because did you read that Brand in Motion like Emmanuel Colombo thing about how character
Well,
animation?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I didn't. I was thinking like that made perfect sense to me because I feel like in the past year the majority of the stuff I've done is kind of like UI animation and just like tech products.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like he like verbalized what I was thinking in that like I haven't had a brief for like a character led like explainer in forever.
Yeah, it's I think the whole industry's changed so much lately, because it's nowadays we all on this all the time. So more and more you have more screen, but also the type of animation is happening.
Mm,
Is all more going back to UIs but even if you look like WhatsApp, the kind of emojis we get in WhatsApp now is crazy.
yeah,
The
mad.
level of animation and the design.
Mm.
Before it used to be like a really simple emojis. Now you can
Mm,
download so many types. So it's nice to see developing further and further, but also it's scary because all the big projects we used to have in the past, they kind of disappearing. Starting
mm,
to be all like these little
Just
small
different.
projects here and there.
I mean, like
yeah.
any industry, really. Like, no industry stays still. But I've not read the article. I have to check out afterwards. But for the last couple of years, there's been so much character work. So I feel like it might just be. I don't know if this is repeating what the article or not, but it might just be a trend and run to another trend. Whatever's next coming through, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I feel like these things are sometimes quite cyclical anyway, aren't they? So maybe it'll come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's the same. The whole cell animation came back really strong,
Mm,
you know. I think one thing is always there, the 3D never disappear, involves the kind of the render, the look, but the main core of the 3D is always there, especially for product. It's
Yeah.
always quite big, with the 3D side.
Yeah,
And
but I
then
think the key is
Yes, sir.
always sorry. The foundation for anything is always a good creative. It doesn't matter what the style is in a way. You work to a style or whatever, but the
Yeah.
foundation is a good, solid creative.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. I agree. And I think that is going to be the biggest change as well with AI,
Yeah, well,
because I think,
you can apply it to AI as well, can't you? Because the creative,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what tool you use, you're using a tool.
Mm.
Sorry,
I, th
yeah.
I think that's the main thing. I think we're turning to be more like as a tool,
Well, you've
like
always been a tool.
I always be a tool. But I think I don't know. I saw quite. I was reading a lot of articles about all the companies use AI as a final product. Like Coca-Cola did the Christmas for the second year.
That's so cringe.
It
But
looks
they
so
they
bad.
they lost so much on sales
Did
because
they?
all the young generation really backslash on that because they
Yeah.
Also,
feel
they basically kind of lied though, didn't they? Really, because they used AI, but then the whole marketing spiel was like, "Oh, look how much money we saved." But then they spent the same budget fixing the AI to get it TV
Mm.
worthy or whatever. So it's such a
yeah
false economy.
I just
yeah.
assumed because they did it that first year, didn't they? And there was a huge backlash then. And then when they came around and did it year two,
Did again.
I thought they're just doing it, because they'll get clicks because
Trolling.
people are angry.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but it's a lot of great directors. I saw a couple of great directors from Asians uh complain they had a lot. The Asians they really trying to push last year, the AI, but they had a lot of problem as a final product,
Mm.
with companies, all the companies that are really trying to push. They
Mm.
had a
Wasn't
lot of
there
problem with sales and everything.
another Yorkshire connection in a way? But I'm sure one of their creative directors, I think he's left now. He started his own agency again. Used to be James Somerville at Coke. I'm sure it was. He founded Attic back in the day. But
Okay,
he
yeah.
from Wakefield. But I'm sure
Yeah,
he
I'm not sure.
used to be. I think he left like a while ago, like 5 or 6 years plus. But there's no way I'm sure he wouldn't have done AI.
Yeah. So, where, like, do you guys have any plans, any exciting plans? Then you guys focus where you guys want to do because you want to keep this kind of a duo, yeah?
Yeah.
It's tend to be like a studio. But do you guys has any plan like to create like a short film together or anything
We did
to
have a
launch?
little idea. It's just like the germ of an idea, and we're kind of talking it through now because it kind of comes back to that like character animation thing. And like I feel she was looking at my Instagram when I did the personal project recently, and she's like, "There's a lot of 3D products floating in the air." And I was like, I was like, "Yeah, you're right. We should probably get out of my wheelhouse and try something new." So we've got like a little idea, but it's early days yet. So we're just gonna
Do,
like
do, do you like character animation or you prefer more the 3D side?
I think me and my wife are quite similar in that, like, if I do anything for too long, I get really bored. So, and that's
Okay.
what I like about motion design as well, because it's so broad.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'll do a 3D project and like, okay, that's done. I've neglected 2D for a while. I'm going to jump back on that. And here's like a new tool. Let's try that out. Like, all these like shiny toys that I just want to have a go with.
Yeah,
Always experiment.
I think that's a good thing about social media in a way, where you can just come out with a quick turnaround idea between projects or whatever, and kind of just
Mm.
get something out your system
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
breather.
And
I feel it's
also,
definitely, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say about like, I just feel it gets a little bit harder as you get older. I feel like when I was younger, I was working at like the film production company full time, doing freelance, and then busting out like a personal project like every week. And now like
Yeah.
just freelancing, and I'm like a personal project feels like an absolute mountain to climb.
It doesn't get
Yeah.
easier, I can tell you that.
And I think get worse and worse the older you get,
Yeah.
it's just hard to learn new things nowadays, And I think you lose a little bit of interest as well.
Yeah.
You're still quite young, but me and James had kids and everything, and it's the last thing you want. You work the whole day, get back
Mm.
home, and just sit again on the computer and trying to put a personal project.
Yeah.
For sure, with little ones around as well. Is I think that's more the personal project nowadays.
Yeah. It's probably more
Than
worthwhile than a 3D product floating in the air.
yeah. but it's quite fun. Like my daughter likes to draw on the tablet and
Mm.
everything, and so sometimes she jump on the computer. We don't have the physical studio now, but before
Mm.
she used to come on half terms, spend time on the studio and doing creative things. So it's quite nice
Oh,
to see as well, you know.
oh, nice.
But we're trying less and less screen time, and
Mm.
we just spend the whole day on the computer. So
That's
I'm
cool.
trying to get her not to involve much on that. But she really loves, you know, the animation side, and
Yeah.
it's I think it's my biggest critic as well. You know, sometimes she come and said, "Oh, that's not really good what you did. You know, you have a lot better." So it's a bit harsh sometimes.
It's like there's not enough anticipation on that.
Nah, nah, and also it's no filter, you know. They just say
Mm.
whatever
No.
they think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you guys have been running as a well, freelance in the studio for a few years now. Like,
Yeah.
what have been like the pitfalls or learning curves that you've come across that you kind of wish you knew earlier, or to highlight other people thinking of doing the same thing?
Um, Time management would maybe be one a little bit. We've not really run into many issues, but yeah, just having to keep on top of like a booking system. I didn't find out what the whole system was until like a year ago. So
right.
Holds, man, I hate holds.
yeah,
Like I know in the UK we have a similar thing called pencil, but the hold system just like you can't. I don't. I much prefer first come first serve. Simply because
mm,
if you're on a hold, you can't even email other people or whatever saying, "Hey, look, I've got availability." It's like you
yeah,
can't do anything. It's just the burden of what's it called? I don't know. The burden of getting paid is completely out of your out of your control. Really, I find
yeah,
it
And
frustrating.
also, I don't think it's fair on if you really think the freelance is the bottom of the chain, you know. So I
mm,
think for a studio to hold, you know, to put a pencil in people, and suddenly a lot of times happen to drop that, you know, last minute. And
mm,
for a studio, if they get the job, it's easier to get freelance. But for freelance, if you have a pencil and suddenly they drop the pencil and you
yeah,
didn't accept all the projects, and it's quite significant, you know, damage on financial as well, you know, because could be, you know, you could stay another 2 weeks
Mm.
without work or even longer, you know, and for a studio doesn't make so. I think it's a really unfair system. I don't know, they still using that law?
Do in
uh,
America.
yeah, yeah. I guess it's my American clients that put me on hold,
I hope
but
they're not watching.
no, I mean, it makes sense to me because it's like if that's potential income may be happening, but then if someone else books you, then you can challenge it. I mean, it works in my mind, I guess. I've not had many issues with it yet, so we'll
That's
see.
good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. The whole thing of challenge, you know. Oh, I got another
Yeah,
job. Do you wanna? It
it's
just
like
feels
it's like
like a
buying a
little bit.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit too crazy. I think it
Change.
just make overcomplicate. But I think also the thing is in America, the amount of pitching they have, they need to trying to hold people. If the job happen, they don't
Mm,
know until last minute, and if it happen, they need to have the team ready to
yeah,
kick.
yeah.
But it's a bit unfair, I think, on the bottom end of the
I
freelance as
think
well.
it's difficult. It's difficult for everyone in in that scenario. But I'm not quite sure what the solution is. I just find it frustrating.
yeah.
Just don't pace.
Yeah,
It is hard, and for a lot of people trying to get on the industry as well, you know, because we have a lot of people, you know, coming out of the university. You said like it's been 2 years and a half. You're
Mm.
freelancing, you know. Any advice for people want to jump from full time to freelance nowadays? Especially, I think the industry is all over the place at the moment.
Mm.
Any tips you could give to people as well?
I'll just say make sure you have all your ducks in a row before you leave your full-time job, I would say, or maybe maybe just like wait for when I went freelance, I had the website ready 6 months before. I had what's it called, like a client relationship manager thing to like email people, like everything was good to go, and I had like enough work lined up for when I left to be okay for like a month. Like I knew it was going to be like a leap anyway, and if it didn't go well in the first month, I'd have to find another job. But like I had enough kind of lined up and ready to go that after that it should relatively be okay because I've got everything in place. So I just say just have everything prepared for when you do leave.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's special. I think people don't realize, when you work full time for a company as well, you don't need to look after a lot of things. You
Mm,
just
Yeah,
go there, sit and do your job. And I think
yeah,
once you freelance, a lot of the job of the freelance, if the industry is good, you're supposed to get work after the work. In the beginning, it's a little bit hard, but
mm,
you need to contact people. You need to, do your sales side, keep the networking, all the kind of things, because
yeah,
and that takes a lot of your time. And especially when you get the job, also, you need to make sure, you keep doing all these
mm,
relationships. So when you finish the project, you still have, you know, other clients coming. If it's
yeah,
just like you get like on the roller coaster where you get, oh, I'm really busy with a lot of work and finish the work takes a couple of weeks to get more work,
yeah.
and
yeah,
people don't really realize this kind of things, I think.
yeah. That's definitely one of the differences I found with freelancing. It's kind of trying to maintain that creativity and do the best job you can while you're working on a project, but also simultaneously thinking about, okay, there's this person I'm talking to who's giving me a job in 2 weeks' time, and I need to maintain contact with them and do all that. So it's kind of like, whereas if you just work in a studio, it's kind of like job gets put in front of you and you kind of
Job.
just,
I do
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that kind of like, oh, I'm finishing at finishing at 5 or finishing at 6, and you don't have to think about it anymore.
yeah,
That's quite.
exactly.
Whereas like if working for yourself or if it's your company or you're freelancing, it's not a 9 to 5. It's a
Mm.
24/7 for better or
Yeah.
for worse.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I do love it though. After working full time in a studio, like being my own boss, I absolutely adore it. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
change it.
the nice aspect is not everyone's creative from 9 to 5. You
Mm,
can't always force creativity in work hours. Whereas if you're freelance, obviously depending what time zone you're working or whatever, you can kind of pick your own hours, and I think that's quite nice until you get like a better creative product because you can work when you're feeling inspired. If Unless there's a really tight deadline, of course, where you have to be
yeah.
inspired anyway.
No, I totally agree.
How is nowadays with studios when you freelance? We're talking about 9 to 5. Is the studios still expecting people to work on the normal hours when you freelance with UK, or you have a little bit more freedom, to you have something to deliver tomorrow, you can work your own times today and send in
Yeah,
the morning.
I think so. Yeah, my experience over the past couple of years has been as long as it gets done, kind of thing. Like relatively normal working hours, whether it's like 8 till 4 or like 10 to 6. Yeah, it seems to be pretty flexible.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I think that's the thing I always worry, like when I used to freelance, because, having the studio, I have more flexibility,
Mm,
but when I used to freelance, I stopped freelancing 16 years ago.
mm,
So it used to be like we used to go to studios, so it wasn't an option, You sit your ass there from the time you start until you leave. But it's
mm.
quite hard because it's like James said, I think everyone working different time as well. And you can't also force, sometimes some people is more creative in the evening, sometimes people is more a morning thing.
Yeah.
And in day, everyone needs to work in the same time. I always felt that was really hard, to
For sure.
push. But I feel like nowadays studios are a lot more flexible,
Yeah.
people don't just sit over your shoulder and expect you'll be delivering all the time, moving the keyframe all the time.
I
Yeah, true.
remember freelancing at a studio years ago, and I'll not mention names. They're really nice people, but the owner was quite stressed, and I was doing like art direction on the job, and I'd just finished all the like kind of style frames and handed them off to like the 3D department. So I was finishing at 6 o'clock, so I left at 6. That was what the contract was, and I got like an email from the owner saying, "Hey, why are you leaving on time effectively?" When obviously the 3D department was staying to finish their stuff. And I was like, "Well, because I've done my bit, I've finished that bit, so I can. What do you want me to do? Just sit around for moral support?"
And wait, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I
Yeah,
don't kind of miss is like, like the presenteeism. Like
Yeah,
I'd finish my work sometimes at the old place at like 4, and I'd sit for an hour kind of like looking at After Effects articles or things like that. And just feels like wasted time.
yeah,
yeah.
it's absolutely. But this annoying part was just I wasn't leaving early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, it's all changed. I remember the first place I worked as a freelance here, not the first, but one of the first place was Cartoon Network.
Mm.
it's, I call that the gold ages as a freelance. They used to hire you like for 3 months, 4 months. The first 3 days is just take them time to set up your computer, so you don't do any work, but they pay you full. I even have a friend that used to go to cinema sometime because you have the whole week, but you deliver the project, but they holding you there. And
Mm.
nowadays you don't get these things anymore. But it used to be
Yeah.
pretty much like that. You come first 2 days, they set up in your computer. I remember clear, it's the first place I work, and I
Mm.
want to show, you're doing some job, and
Yeah.
everyone like, man, relax, no one's caring, and it's just like that. And
Man, it must have given you such a false impression of freelancing in London when you went to another company. Yeah, what the
was
fuck are you doing?
amazing. Was amazing that time. Nowadays, it's just like you go and do the job straight away.
Yeah. Where's my three
It's
day
not.
induction?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No, it used to be really good, but we're talking what about 20, 20 years,
Mm.
22 years ago.
Mm.
So it's a long time. It's a long time. Yeah.
So where do you find like inspiration and to keep work looking fresh and kind of keep things moving?
I mean Instagram mainly, I would say. Behance as well occasionally. But yeah, I'd say mainly Instagram. I've got like save folders with kind of like sound effects, 3D design led things, type things. So if ever like I want to make a project, I'll just kind of dive into those folders and see what I've been
Mm.
looking at for the past few months.
Yeah, Instagram is pretty good nowadays. With the problem is the algorithm nowadays. It just feels so hard to find things. you
Yeah.
know, Especially when you're looking for freelance and it doesn't come the person you want in your mind and you can't find. It's almost
Mm.
if you have like saving folders, things like that. I'm trying to save as well, but sometimes you just you see something and you forget, and like a week later,
Yeah.
where is these things? I can't find anymore. It's like even like this After Effects we were talking about. I saw and I couldn't find it at all. But I remember a friend to comment on that, and I
Yeah.
messaged him and I said, "Man, what was?" And he sent me the link, but I just can't find things anymore. It's just drive me insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, it
just
gets quite
like,
tricky. But do
yeah.
you ever use Pinterest? That's quite handy.
I don't actually know. Is that got a lot of I've never actually used
It's
Pinterest at
not.
all. So
It's got a few it's got like little videos or little GIFs or whatever, but it's
mm,
mainly just I find it quite handy just for design inspiration to make into motion or whatever.
yeah.
But you can put together like inspiration boards and stuff like that.
They have
Mm,
I find that super handy.
yeah, maybe
Which one is they nowadays they have fuck. Let me see if I find. But they have a AI. They have a few AI websites that does this for you nowadays.
Oh,
To
really?
look for shots and picture. Let me see if I
mm.
find.
There's
Uh,
also a new rival to Vimeo, but more from animators and motion designers called
Oh yeah.
what's it called?
Frame rate.
Frame Rate. That's it.
Yeah, because
Yeah, yeah,
Framerate.tv.
there's a guy from somewhere else who's like running it now. I can't remember what his name is or where he was from.
yeah.
Well, there's
Justin,
Justin.
just he just joined them as a partner, late partner
Mm.
with them.
Oh,
So he used to be the founder of Motionograph and was working for Buck for
Yeah,
so many years.
I'm quite excited to see where he takes it. So I like the aspect of more of a community and much more curated work.
mm.
Whereas Vimeo went a bit strange because they got rid of loads of features. Like it's really hard to find videos on Vimeo
Yeah.
Yeah,
nowadays,
man, Jimmy
and it's like
shit
what the
nowadays. It's
heck?
really hard.
It's so
It's one
clunky and
job.
slow as well.
Yeah, and also I used to be able to have like curated playlists on there. So, there was one called like Motion and Coffee or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And that was really good. So,
Mm.
every morning, I turn on the computer, sit down to work, and I'd go through, whatever the latest and greatest is. But they got rid of all the best features, and now it's just absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's not even working properly. I don't know. My
no,
super is slow nowadays.
yeah. But
It,
one aspect I like about frame rate, which I hope they kind of I don't know, focus on as well. On like back in the day when you used like Flickr, it had a great sense of community. So
Mm.
I'm kind of hoping to see something like that with frame rate plus all the good stuff from Vimeo. So you got like the camaraderie. You can have like healthy conversations with like-minded
Yeah.
people, I think that'll be amazing. I think there's a gap in the market for that too.
Yeah. So basically, the opposite
Yeah.
of LinkedIn is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, LinkedIn. There's never been a legitimate post on LinkedIn. It's
It's
always
so,
like hit my shit.
yeah, I don't even know
But,
why I
but
use it. I got onto it, starting freelancers like, okay, I need to set up a company page and try and like get a presence out there. But every time I go on there, it's like AI slop, and then it's like 5,000 people arguing about it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's time to be like a Facebook,
Yeah, it's just
It's
rage
Well,
bait.
just
everything is engagement baiting, and then everyone like, oh look, I'm super happy, I'm super awesome. It's like, no, that's not reality. Come on.
yeah, and also they have I don't know. It's just like who was Radin has the podcast. Did a really nice made a comment I needed to share. He said, not everything you make in life needs to be right. Oh, look at this. It's just the ways everything feels like it's just text generated by AI trying over explain, a
Yeah,
fucking little ball bouncy, and it's a text that size, just to
Mm,
explain that frame. But everything's all overdone. So I don't know. It's really, I don't read much there. I just use more like for sales to contact clients and things there. But it
yeah.
just turned like so much, the amount of people posting all the time is it's getting crazy,
Mm,
and it's everyone has like a massive opinion how a ball bounce or any kind of thing is tend to be, here's my job, or here's what I did, but the text is like this, over
yeah.
explaining, super sentimental,
it's a clickbait stuff. Like, here's no, here's why you're animating a ball wrong, and here's how to do it, or some crap like that.
Right. Or like Hollywood is scared. I made this $200 million
Yeah,
movie for $2,000.
yeah.
I found here so they have this website called frameset.app. It's basically it's to search commercial music, video, short films, all this kind of thing. But it's all done inside with AI. I'm gonna share here on the group. So people use a lot like when you're doing pitch decks and things, you need to use, like for reference. But it's really nice. It's super powerful.
Hmm.
But of course, everything costs money nowadays. I'm gonna share here with. It just seems like you need to spend so much money with the AI. I share
Yeah.
with you guys here on the chat, and I put on the channel as well. But it's this one. It's where is the YouTube? I lost the YouTube.
I'll do it.
You can do it, yeah. So yeah, you can search and everything, and it's really good to find thing when you're making decks and everything.
Hmm.
But you get the free and you have a limit search. You can do one project, or you need to pay like, $16. You have a limit search and everything. But it's really good when you looking for references and everything. Like
Hmm.
before. Vimeo used to be a lot better before. You could find things, you could have your likes and everything. But nowadays it's so hard to find anything. Um, so yeah, I hope frame rates get really well. They're trying to push really nice. So I hope.
Yeah,
I think there is another one. I don't remember. I will try and find after and share with everyone.
yeah. Ryan was trying to set one up, wasn't he, as well? Or was planning on setting up
Yeah,
a.
Ryan from Wanderlust is
Yeah,
setting another one as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
What
a new
other like
one.
web hosting platform?
Yeah, it's another video platform. Yeah, I think it's crazy to see it now because the opportunity was there because Vimeo. First, Vimeo fires so many people, no? They lay off so many people, and the tool, they're just charging the money, and the tool is not there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a community anymore. Before, it used to be really good. You used to have your feed and everything. Nowadays, it's just like it's not really working anymore.
Yeah. What do you guys use for like feedback and sending stuff to clients? You use Frame.io?
yeah. That's
Uh,
pretty good. I use that a few
Yeah, it's
times.
Frame.
I use Frame.io with clients. I try avoid because once you give Frame.io as well with the client, they over comment things they need. But some of the clients, yeah, we use Frame.io, but I think is the best one out there now. No?
Mm.
And but some clients is just they happy just to send emails and everything. But Frame.io is good because you have the points where it is. It just
Yeah.
some clients can get even too detail on the things. But
It's
it's
funny
good
because
for team as well because you can draw on there and everything.
So what's your workflow? Because obviously you know working remotely for clients. Do you use like a mixture like obviously Frame.io, but then do you use stuff like Slack as well, so you can like chat in real time? Like
yeah, yes.
how does it normally work?
Yeah, it's a mixture. It totally depends on the client. So if it's like direct to client stuff, usually it's through my Frame.io and then by email. If it's for a studio, it's usually in their Slack channel or like their Google Chat or Lark or whatever it is. And in terms of delivery, it's the same thing. Like they'll have like a external drive that I'll upload things to. So it just varies from project to project, really.
Hmm.
Do
It's so much
you do
easier
you
nowadays.
always need to follow? Also, do you need to work with the structure, or you just upload files when you finish?
Um, I I usually do daily updates, and I'm trying to think if that's different for any client. But I think for pretty much every client I have, usually like when it gets to the end of the day, I'm like, "There's what I've got."
Are they normally
Yeah.
quite self-contained projects, or is it normally like collaborative, like with a number of different designers, animators, and all that kind of side?
Um, I would say they're predominantly self-contained. Sometimes it's kind of like it's a suite of videos, and I'll be tackling one, someone's tackling another type thing. But for the most part, I don't think there's many like passing back and forth of project files.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That
yeah,
always makes things a
That
lot
makes a
easier when
lot
it's
easier.
self.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But to be in fairness, when I have had that, the animators have always kept it nice and tidy
Mm.
in case any of them are watching.
Yeah, that's always the thing with freelancers. You're never quite sure if they're tidy or not.
Yeah. And I always try and like, practice what I preach and keep mine tidy. I
Yeah,
won't go as far as color coding the keyframes, but everything else I'll do.
yeah.
And any recommendations, like for freelancers, then trying to work with more international clients as well. Anything you recommend, like tips, how to find the clients and
I mean, I'm trying to think. Just aim for the big boys, I guess, because they'll always have lots of work.
yeah,
True.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Big studios, they'll always be hiring freelancers. So just get your name out there and, just show you your work.
And
So
also
what
make sure you have the good work to show as well, no?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
so what's kind of like your favorite type of client? And is there a is there anyone you'd like to work with that you haven't worked with so far?
Google's on the list. I'd love to work with Google just to kind of like check that off.
They do
Uh,
some fun stuff, especially little search animations for
yeah,
specific topics
Yeah,
or events. They're nice.
yeah.
is it that normally is artist invite, no? For
Yeah,
the
it is.
search
Yeah,
is different. Yeah.
Well, so they find the person to do that. They like reach out type thing.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
they invite by the artist because they always promote the artist. So it's kind of an artist
Mhm.
invitation for the search one. But the rest is project based, is different. I think this is just like kind of how we call it's just like to flag to expose the artist, and
Mm.
the artist does I think has complete freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
But they really
Man, that would
nice
be
to
cool. I'd have to do something like that.
yeah.
yeah, for sure. What was your favorite client so far?
Favorite client so far?
Do
And
you
why?
work as
I
more
did.
on the creative side, like you really like, push, you feel inspired and really
Yeah.
push you?
I've worked for freelance for Buff a couple of times, and Buff are just like for me the tip top. They're
They're
amazing,
awesome, man.
and
Yeah.
their work
Yeah.
is just like if I had like a framework for the stuff I like making and like want to keep making, like that's the kind of level and style I'd like to approach. And plus, they are like the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, they say they're growing so fast as well. No,
Mm,
the work is lovely. The last piece they did is really nice. The mix
yeah,
is really nice.
and the
We're trying to
design.
get them. Yeah, we're trying to get them to the show as well. They're always too busy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Come on,
Uh,
recession.
Come on. We don't need another recession, James.
yeah,
Oh,
just like the design, the playfulness, like the timing of everything. I just love it. So
Yeah, yeah, it's
that's the
super
thing that
clean.
makes all the difference. Like it's very nice and simple, but it's just
mm,
it's just the timing. The timing is awesome. Like, it just
yeah,
makes all the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I think it's the main thing, like a really nice clean design, a really nice clean animation, with the
Mm.
timings right there is wing of of anything. But also I think we forget it's a lot more hard to produce that kind of level of work than a work full of distraction around. Then you can get a lot of little mistakes. But I think the cleanest it is, the more polished the animation is really hard to, because you can fault any mistake really easy as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, they've been doing really, really nice work.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
just got
the
what is it? It's got appeal, hasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. We try contact them a few times, try and get them to come to the live show. I
Mm.
hope we manage to get them this year. This seems really busy. But the work is, I think the work is amazing what they've been doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever do like much stuff locally? Like, not necessarily animation, but anything
Mm.
like the local creative industry in York or around?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started out, I did. There was like a pizza baker in York, and he's got like these really cool, like illustrated kind of mascots and posters and stuff. And I did some
Oh,
like
right.
animations of those.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool.
there's a couple of really nice companies in York that'd be fun to work with. Like, there's Brew York as well that do some really nice illustration for their brewery.
Yeah,
I thought it could be kind of fun.
yeah. I think it's I could be wrong, but I think because they have like a creative studio above Brew York. It's kind of like a hub where like freelancers and some small companies live. And I think it's one of the companies in there who do all the illustrations and the branding.
All right, so
Oh.
you could go for like a tactical beer at Brew
Yeah,
York.
and then you could go pitch them.
Yeah, because they do nice stuff, and they do have quite cool what's it called? Like quite cool can designs. They always stand out when you see them.
Yeah, they're like really elaborate and kind of
Yeah,
gushy.
just look really well done.
Yeah.
I think York is quite a creative city, and I think there's probably quite a number of companies with that kind of like mindset in and about.
Yeah, yeah, there is like York creative drinks. There's definitely like, like the Leeds motion design meetup, but more for like the broader creative community. But I've never actually been to it because, you know,
So is it more? Is there quite a lot of like graphic design and illustrations as opposed to animation?
I mean, again, it's one of those things. There could be loads of motion designers, and I just don't know they're here.
Just don't
But
know.
yeah, but there are a few graphic design and illustration houses.
Do you feel it's hard, because working from home or from a studio, but
Mm.
to find the community as well, like in cities like York and places like that, do you think it's more, like you said, may have a lot of people there, but you don't really know? Do you
Yeah,
think
potentially.
it's because everyone is inside that little bubble nowadays? It just feels a little bit more hard, like before. London, I think, still have that vibe where people still going to the pub and
Mm.
like the studios. But I think when you're freelance, how you keep motivation, to find these things, it's kind of you need really to look and trying to communicate with the other ones and start getting people to know more. No? I think
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it feels really hard. That's one thing I really love in London is this going out. I need to see people. If I stuck, I'm being working from home now, so stacking at home for me is just like depressing.
Yeah. No, I kind of feel the
It's
same. I feel like I don't know. It feels like the community is kind of just online now. I feel like I know so many motion
yeah.
designers and people who do what we do just through that. And I feel it's not like they're just like random internet strangers. It feels like I actually do know them and we are kind of
Don't
friends.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, I think
Uh,
I think it's nice. I think that's something Instagram helped quite a lot as well. Because you can meet the other, people you like, and you can talk to them. You can, make friends. And
Yeah.
before it used to be so hard for us to do that.
Yeah, I can
Kind of
imagine.
interest in this day and age. Everyone's using like Zoom and what have you. It kind of reminds you of the scene in is it Demolition Man, where they're all sat around the board table and they're all like screens and they kind of all got people and then they face you like you're
Yeah.
talking to a it's like on a Zoom chat.
Yeah, but it feels like the work, because everyone is just like behind screens nowadays.
Mm.
It's all. Well, maybe we should do a community, James, where everyone
Get everyone
in a
together.
everyone get together on a
But
Zoom call.
what's the limit of people on a Zoom chat? Must be loads.
I think he's quite big. I think you can have quite a lot. Can have quite a lot.
I can't imagine anything more of a nightmare. Like everyone trying to. How would you regiment people chatting? Because you end up cutting someone off by accident. You know, there'd be a queue. How would you deal with that?
Maybe we just don't do it.
Yeah, probably a better idea.
Have you guys got a live See No Evil coming up?
We have. Oh, that's a good. We do have. Yeah. When is this? The 5th of May, no?
Yeah, it had to be put
Yeah.
back a little bit because of other shows and family commitments. So we've had to move it till May. But it'll be the anniversary show though.
Yeah, it's our 17th anniversary. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be in April, March, April. Yeah, supposed to be in April, but that has off in April and was almost head to head with off.
Yeah.
And so that we pull back, but that has half terms as well. It's 2 weeks half term. So we need to go even back. So it's gonna be 5th of May, the next one. So we're just planning now. It should come down. It's gonna be James coming down as well. It's our 17th anniversary.
Yeah.
Last train from York.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Maybe bring the whole community.
Yeah.
What, all three of us or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must have a lot more people you can bring.
Yeah, we'll find
but
out.
Should be. Go ahead.
Quickly, do you have any hobbies on the side? Like you mentioned, your wife does like baking and what have you. Do you have any like similar things? Because I imagine I've never done
But
baking.
That's not a hobby; it's a job.
Well, sorry.
James.
Well, okay, sorry. But I can imagine it's quite, I don't know, quite therapeutic. Not just like smashing dough or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously it's very front heavy, so you get but then you stick it in the oven and you see everything like come together and you get the amazing. Oh, I love the smell of bread. It's up there like a log fire. It's awesome. But I imagine it's really therapeutic. Do you have anything on the side that kind of spurs your creativity in some way, shape, or form?
I love a project outside of motion design. So I always have something on that's not like, usually it's like building something. Like I've got this in the office that I built last year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got nothing on at the moment. That's probably why I'm going like a little bit stir crazy and I need to find something. But aside from that, I just play guitar and I cook. Yeah, that's my.
Do you like build more handcrafted stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, when I did like my sound design degree, there's a program called Max MSP. I don't know if you know it.
No.
It's basically like Cavalry, but for like sound design. So it's all kind of like you can build anything with it. It's all kind of like not necessarily procedural, but kind of like node based. And I'd build stuff like synthesizers. I made like a drum kit you could play with like in thin air. So you just like
that's cool.
The air and it plays like a cymbal over here,
wow.
and like a snare over here.
Wow.
So
yeah, I'm really bad with music. I try learn instruments and never really. I try guitar, didn't work. I want to try piano now. I think it's a little bit easy for my brain.
Yeah, it's hard for you, Brent. I played guitar for like 25 years and I got a piano thinking the skills would translate, but it does not at all. Because you're doing like two different things with your left and right hand.
It's a different. Yeah, my daughter does piano and I quite enjoy to watch, but I don't know. I'm really bad with any kind of music. I just can't.
Inept.
Yeah, I can't. I try.
I know what you should learn. You should learn the recorder. Possibly the worst instrument in the world.
It is. They had that on the school last year.
Exactly. Ain't no professional recorder players.
And they let the kids bring the recorder home for a week. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. They were learning, I think, Eye of a Tiger, but it just sounds so bad.
There's a really cool video of I think it's Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park theme tune, and just at the perfect moment, someone does like a recorder rendition of.
It's like super squeaky.
Yeah, that is the best use of recorder, hands down.
Yeah, no, that's a horrible. My sister used to play that when she was young. I think she used to do classes of that. I don't know. I need to ask her.
But is that why you turned out how you did?
Yeah, that's why I can't deal with that anymore, you know.
Well, it's never too late to learn an instrument. My dad, he just turned 67 like a couple of weeks ago. He's like not musical in the slightest. I don't even know if he listens to music, but my mum bought him a saxophone for his birthday and he's just
Wow.
started learning it at
Wow,
67.
Maybe he
it's never
watched
too early.
what is it? What's the film with the vampires? It's gone from my head with Keith head
Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. Because at
Mm.
the start of the Lost Boys, it's got the saxophone guy, all like greased up playing the saxophone in the right at the start of the fairground, and it's so
Mm.
good. Like
Must
it's like the most 80s saxophone man. He's got like a bit of a cult
Yeah.
following as well.
Oh,
But
really?
maybe he watched that and thought, I want a piece of that.
That's the thing. It wasn't his idea. My mum just decided to get him one. I have no idea why, but he loves
He
it.
was like, I want a piece of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it must be hard to learn as well, no? I don't
yeah.
think it's an easy instrument as well.
And to be, it's funny because like he was ill like a few years ago, and he was at home for like 2 months. So I got him a guitar, and I was like, there you go, put some stickers on so he could learn it, and he never touched it. But for some reason, he just loves this saxophone now. He sent me a text the other day. He sends me like audio recordings, and he's like, "What's this? What is this song?" And he like is him playing it really badly, and I have to guess what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Cool. Sorry. We're just passing 1 hour. So let's ask you a couple more questions and we can let you go as well. But it's been really nice to, to hear more. See you as well. And, the work is really nice. And
Mm.
Thanks, man.
James introduced me to you guys and I really like the work.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it.
I want to know, this is a really difficult question. Would you go chips and gravy or pork scratchings?
Wait, so chips and gravy on their own and pork scratchings on their own?
Yeah, or cheesy chips.
Mm, cheesy chips.
Oh,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are
it's
pretty
cheap.
good.
Yeah.
because chips and gravy is soggy. Pork scratchings are kind of gross.
They're not
Oh,
gross.
They're kind of gross.
they're
Controversial.
nice.
Don't you
But I
like it when
like
they got
chips and
bits of hair?
gravy.
Oh God.
Yeah, I remember James used to get the package and he used to
Oh, I
love,
love pork
no, the
scratchings.
ones with the
They're
Mm.
hair.
great.
Yeah.
The best ones are when you get them straight from the farm and they're in like just a nondescript bag. Those are they're always the best pork scratchings.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you need to bring next time you come down to London, James.
Yeah, I'll bring that and a defibrillator.
Cool. Do you have any last question, James?
No, that was it. That was just the important stuff.
No, thanks so much, man. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
And
me.
congratulations with the work. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
awesome
I'm
stuff.
really looking forward to see, new projects come from you guys as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, and for everyone, so the live show is gonna be 5th of May, so we need to push a little bit because what we already said, but it's gonna be our 17th anniversary, so it's a double show.
Yeah,
We're looking forward for that, and we have next month. We're gonna announce late, but in the end of the month, I think I don't remember. It's 20. When is
yeah. Well, it's
James?
like a month from today, isn't it? Pretty much for the next
Yeah,
stream.
it's 26 as well. It's the
Yeah,
same. It's the same day. 26th of March. We have the next stream.
nice when it's
We have.
consistent, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's because
It's
it's
up
just
to
because of
it's
Feb.
28 days. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just because of Feb. But thank you, everyone. We see you guys soon. Yeah.
huge thanks.
Nice
Bye
to meet you.
bye.
Later.
Cheers.
Catch you
Bye.
later.
And stream. Cool. Yeah, it's nice. He's really nice.